Dr. Ann Harper, a 60-year-old dermatologist, lived in the heart of NYC. Her days were spent meticulously treating patients and managing her Upper East Side clinic, but her nights were quiet, lonely, and filled with memories. Ann and Richard, a corporate lawyer, had been married for nearly 3 decades. Their marriage began with love, but eventually became cold, distant, and transactional. Richard had left her 4 years ago for a younger woman. Ann's divorce had shattered her, leaving her questioning her worth and dealing with a profound sense of rejection at the age of 60, and felt that she had aged more emotionally than physically. She retained her grace, radiant smile, and confident demeanor, but her heart was heavy with loneliness. An unexpected meeting, and first met Theo Carter, a 25-year-old art student working part-time as a barista in a quaint cafe near the clinic where she wanted to get married, on a chilly spring morning. Seeking a brief break from her routine, Theo's bright green eyes and warm demeanor immediately drew her attention. "Good morning, madam. What can I get you today?" Theo greeted her with a bright smile. "Just a cappuccino," and responded, her voice soft but hesitant, as Theo handed her the coffee. Their fingers briefly touched, and then felt a strange flutter in her chest. She dismissed it, blaming her exhaustion, over the next few weeks, and found herself returning to the cafe on a regular basis. Theo became aware of her recurring presence and began striking up conversations. He was intrigued by her composed elegance and slightly guarded demeanor. "You appear to have fascinating stories to tell," Theo remarked one day, his eyes twinkling, and laughed. "Oh, believe me, most of them are boring medical stories. Try me," he insisted. That day, they spoke for hours. Theo discussed his love of painting and how he often found inspiration in the complexities of human emotions, and, in turn, opened up about her struggles, her divorce, and her journey to rebuild her life, resulting in a growing connection over time. Their conversations grew deeper, as did their bond. Theo admired Ann's tenacity and wisdom, while Ann found Theo's youthful optimism and creative spirit appealing. One evening, Theo invited into his studio, a small, cluttered space filled with unfinished canvases and the aroma of oil paints. "I've been working on something," he said, pulling out a painting wrapped in a cloth. He revealed a portrait of Ann, capturing her poise and vulnerability in vibrant strokes, and was speechless. She whispered, "This is beautiful," tears welling in her eyes. Theo responded, his voice sincere, strong, radiant, and endlessly fascinating. The first kiss. Their relationship took a romantic turn on a rainy night. They were walking through Central Park, sharing an umbrella, and laughing about Theo's most recent art class mishap. As they approached the Bethesda Terrace, Theo came to a halt. He said softly but firmly, "And you make me feel alive in ways I never thought possible." Before she could reply, he leaned in and kissed her. It was tender and passionate, for the first time in years, and felt truly desired while navigating challenges. Their relationship was not without its difficulties, and struggled with societal expectations and her own insecurities about their age difference. "What will people think?" she frequently wondered. However, Theo remained steadfast. He told them to think about what they wanted one evening as they cuddled on Ann's couch. "What matters is how we feel toward one another." Theo's unwavering support enabled and to embrace their love. Together, they went to gallery openings. We explored New York's vibrant neighborhoods and even took weekend trips to the countryside. As their love grew stronger, Theo proposed a new idea. "Let's work together. You heal people with medicine, and I heal them with art. Maybe we can make something beautiful together." They started hosting wellness retreats, which combined Ann's medical knowledge with Theo's artistic workshops. Their collaboration not only strengthened their bond, but also inspired others with their love story, which defied conventions and ended happily ever after. And in Theo's love became a testament to the notion that love has no boundaries, no age, no time, no expectations, and rediscovers joy's passion and a sense of purpose she thought she had lost forever, while Theo discovers a muse, a partner, and a love that goes beyond the ordinary. They demonstrated that even the most unexpected connections can lead to profound transformations. And that's where we'll take a quick break before continuing. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and enable the bell icon to stay up to date on our latest content. Also, let us know what you think in the comment section below. Your feedback is extremely valuable to us. Now, let's get back in. After Anne and Theo began dating, the world appeared brighter, but not without challenges. And, as a private person, was hesitant to make their relationship public. New York was a city of strong opinions, and she was concerned about how her professional and social circles would react to a dermatologist gala, and introduced Theo as a friend. She wasn't ashamed, but she was plagued by an unspoken fear of being judged. Theo noticed her hesitation, but didn't say anything. That evening, as they walked back to her apartment, Theo broke the silence. "And I understand that this is new for you, and I do not want to put you under any pressure, but I want to stand beside you rather than hide in the shadows." His words struck a chord, and realized that, while she was scared, she did not want her fears to overshadow the joy he brought into her life. So she took a stand. The next day, and invited Theo to a small dinner with her close friends, which included colleagues and lifelong confidants. The dinner began with polite conversation, but when Anne introduced Theo as her boyfriend, the room went silent for a moment. Her best friend, Martha, relieved the tension. "So, Theo, tell us how you won Anne's heart." Theo grinned and told their story, emphasizing Anne's bravery and beauty. By the end of the evening, even the skeptics were won over by his wit and sincerity, and felt a sense of relief, a love tested by time. As their relationship progressed, Anne and Theo moved into Anne's spacious Manhattan apartment. Their lives blended beautifully. Anne's structured routine counterbalanced Theo's free-spirited personality. One day, Theo surprised her with a weekend getaway to the Catskills. It was a relaxing retreat surrounded by nature. On their second evening there, under the stars, Theo held Anne's hands. "You've given me more than I ever imagined," he said softly. "I want to build a genuine, long-lasting relationship with you," and felt tears welling up. "You've made me feel alive again. Theo, I never imagined I'd find love at this point in my life." They embraced their relationship, feeling more unbreakable than ever, despite their happiness, and occasionally struggled with doubts. One evening, as she looked in the mirror, she traced the fine lines around her eyes. What if one day he wakes up and realizes he prefers someone younger? She wondered. Theo noticed her somber demeanor and sat beside her, saying, "And you're not just the woman I love. You're my best friend, muse, and partner. Age is just a number, and what we have is timeless." Celebrating love, his words temporarily silenced her fears. Their first anniversary marked a significant milestone. Theo prepared a lavish surprise, a private rooftop dinner with soft jazz playing in the background. As they reflected on their journey, the table was set with candles and her favorite flowers. Theo handed her a small box containing a silver bracelet engraved with the words, "To Anne, my forever," and smiled and gave him a kiss. "Theo, you brought color back into my life. Thank you for never giving up on me." A shared purpose. Inspired by their own story, Anne and Theo decided to help others and started a project called Healing Through Art and Wellness, and gave seminars on self-care and overcoming emotional pain, and Theo led art therapy sessions. Their events quickly became popular, attracting people from all walks of life. The couple became recognized as symbols of hope, resilience, and enduring love. Years passed, but their love grew deeper, and retired from her practice to focus on their joint venture. Theo's art gained popularity, with many of his pieces inspired by their love story. Theo surprised Anne with a party for her 65th birthday. Friends, family, and even former colleagues attended. Theo stood in front of everyone and raised a toast to Anne, "The woman who taught me that love has no boundaries. Wishing you many more years of laughter, adventure, and joy." And, her heart full, responded, "And here's to you, Theo, the man who taught me that it's never too late to fall in love again." As they danced under the twinkling lights, their story became a testament to love's ability to transcend age and time. Theo and lay on a blanket under a canopy of stars one evening while on their trip to the Catskills. The night was quiet, save for the rough rustling of leaves and the distant hum of crickets. Theo turned to Anne, his fingers tracing delicate circles on her palm. "Do you know what I find most attractive about you?" he inquired softly, and smiled a little shyly. "What is it about the way you conduct yourself? You've been through so much, but you still have this grace, this strength that attracts people with its magnetic." Theo spoke, his voice warm and flushed. "You make me feel special again. I never thought I'd feel this way after everything." Theo leaned in, brushing a stray lock of hair away from her face. "You've always been special, and you just needed someone to remind you of their tender kiss, which spoke of trust, respect, and a growing passion that neither of them could deny." On a lazy Sunday morning, they were curled up on Anne's couch, sharing a cup of coffee and whispering promises. Theo, still groggy, rested his head on Anne's lap while she gently ran her fingers through his hair. "Do you ever consider the future?" Anne inquired, her voice barely above a whisper. "All the time," Theo replied, looking up at her. "And every version of it includes you." Anne's eyes glistened. "You're very young, Theo. You have your entire life ahead of you. What if you come to regret this?" Theo sat up and took her hands in his. "And you've changed my life. You have taught me what it means to love deeply. I'm not concerned about the age difference. I care about us. I promise to choose you every day." And couldn't help smiling. "You make it sound so simple." "And it is," he said, kissing her forehead. "Love isn't complicated when it's genuine." Theo invited into his art studio in an intimate setting one afternoon. He wanted to paint her, capturing her vulnerability and strength. "Sit here," Theo instructed, directing her to a stool in the center of the room. "Just be yourself," and laughs nervously. "You're putting a lot of pressure on me." Theo smirked at you. "You don't need to change anything. You're perfect exactly as you are." While he painted, they talked about their lives, dreams, and fears. "What are you seeing when you look at me?" Anne inquired, her tone playful but curious. And Theo paused, his brush hovering over the canvas. "I see a woman who is more beautiful than she knows. I see someone who has taught me that love isn't about time or expectations. It's about connection." When he finished, he showed the painting. It was raw and emotional, capturing her essence with each stroke, and stood in awe, tears welling in her eyes. She asked, "This is how you see me?" "Yes," Theo said, pulling her into his arms. "And this is how I'll always remember you." An evening of passion, one night, as they danced in her living room to soft jazz. The atmosphere became electric. And wore a simple yet elegant black dress, and Theo couldn't take his gaze away from her. "You're stunning," he said, his hands resting on her waist as they swayed to the music, and chuckled. "You flatter me too much." "Not nearly enough," Theo whispered, his lips brushing against her ear. "Do you have any idea how irresistible you are to me?" Anne's heart raced as Theo's hands gently traced her back. Their lips met, and the kiss deepened, revealing the unspoken desires they had both been suppressing. They spent the rest of the night wrapped in each other's arms, their bond growing stronger as they shared their fears, dreams, and an intimacy that goes beyond words. Late-night conversations. Unable to sleep one night, they sat on Anne's apartment balcony, wrapped in a cozy blanket. The city lights shone like 1,000 tiny stars beneath them. "Had you ever wondered why our paths crossed?" Anne asked, resting her head on Theo's shoulder. Theo smiled, his fingers intertwining with her own. "I don't question it. I'm simply grateful it happened." Anne sighed contentedly. "I never thought I'd feel so alive again. You have brought so much light into my life." Theo kissed her hand. "And you've given me what most people spend their entire lives looking for, true love." They remained there until the first rays of dawn appeared in the sky, their hearts full and their souls intertwined.